Welcome to Crow and Klein, here today with an energetic check-in, and I am doing pick a card. And there is an overall energy today that I got when I was meditating, and it is all about connectedness. Okay, so how we connect to the world, how we connect with ourselves, how we connect with work and relationships and love and all those things. So we have three piles. Pile number one, we have the Dream Weavers, and it is, could it be a dragonfly? Okay. And using the magical Nordic tarot with this deck, or with this card. Card number two is Willow Spirit and Flexibility. With the Dreaming Way Tarot. Okay. Pile number three is Come Together. And we have the Wandering Star with this deck, with this pile. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be talking about connectedness today. Whichever pile resonates with you, it'll be time-stamped. You can find it down below. I want to thank everyone for being here. I really appreciate you showing up, not just for me, but for yourself. Okay, and I will see you in your pile. Okay, thanks. Welcome, pile number one. Card of focus is, could it be a dragonfly? Okay. So dragonfly is really about how in sync you are with the world around you. Okay, how in sync you are with like signs and synchronicities, seeing beyond the illusion of perception, right? Paying attention to the signs. That's what we're talking about. So like if you need an answer to something and you just sort of put it out there that you really would like to have a sign, you know, and then we pay attention. It could be number synchronicities. It could be thinking of someone and they call. It could be seeing a butterfly. It could be seeing a dragonfly, you know, whatever your sign is. And it could be anything. I mean, you may want a specific sign like a butterfly or a dragonfly, and it comes as something else. Okay, so it's looking past our expectations of the signs, and looking past, like I said, that illusion of perception and expectation. All right. So it's really time to trust the signs and synchronicities in the world around you right now. Because I mean the universe reflects you, it witnesses you, and it loves you dearly. So paying attention and using the world as your oracle. I mean, these are sacred moments. These are sacred and personal to you. This is a way that we communicate with the world around us. This is how the world communicates with us. This is how the cosmos communicates with us. This is how we have energy exchanges so that we understand our relationships and our signs and synchronicities. Okay? Trusting the signs and synchronicities. And they are personal to each and every single one of us. Okay? So this is our intro into our overall theme today of connectedness. Okay, how are we connected? This is asking that you consider being a little more open to the signs and synchronicities around us. Okay, all right, working with the magical Nordic tarot. I love this deck. I love all the color in our, could it be a dragonfly? You know, maybe it's possible that you see signs and synchronicities for something, in, you know, some particular thing in your world, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's my sign, but then you doubt it. Like, I'm kind of getting a sense of that. This is just really about strengthening that connection, okay? Connection to the cosmos, the connection to Mother Nature, the wildlife, the animals, all of those lovely, lovely things. So maybe you are seeking answers to questions. It can guide you, okay? Okay. All right, the Emperor. Maturity. I mean, the Emperor is maturity, embodying all the four kings, all the characteristics, all of the maturity in all four suits. Okay, so this is the nature of, yeah, you're going to have to step into kind of a knowing, right? Maybe there's been self-doubt around it. I'm not really sure. We're going to get a few more cards and see. Okay, this is your energy. You are coming up as the sun. All right, this is happiness. This is joy and success, right? This is your energy in this. Oh, I love this. Look at the little squirrels. The sun is shining. They're looking up. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah. Keeping in mind, so this is really about you sort of, I mean, the Two of Wands is unity. It's also a planning and moving forward. Well, it's the planning stages of how you want your world to be, okay? And with this coming out with your energy, like you're showing up as the sun, like you are working on planning. You're planning something. You're planning something, okay? And you've stepped into, or you're being asked to step into this more mature, well-rounded, well-balanced Emperor energy so that you can, this is a step forward, this is a planning and a step forward for you. It feels to me like this is about you, unity. It's about a union of maybe your internal and external world. Your internal, external, as above, so below, as within, so without. But also maybe your physical material world and your spiritual world need to come together into a belief system, and this is going to allow you this sort of planning stage on how you want to build your world, okay? That's what it feels like today. All right? Yeah, blending. You've got to blend. You've got to bring together your two worlds. Yeah, you do have to bring together your two worlds. You know, maybe you're one way and you present to people another way. Okay, it's time to show your true self and to and really to believe and watch for the signs and synchronicities. Okay, so the nature of, you have the Emperor coming out with the Star. All right, wishes, dreams, guiding light, right? When we are in alignment with the energies, the cosmos, the universe, whatever you want to call it, the mystical, magical, and we understand the signs and synchronicities that come to us, it does become our guiding light, and it helps us move forward for our best and highest good, and for the best and highest good of the people around us, right? it is there is a level of maturity, there is a level of that comes with the knowing that when you actually see a sign or a synchronicity and you understand it in that moment for what it is, without faltering, without doubting, level up, and you've got your guiding light. Okay? I mean, it feels like you're in a place of understanding all that stuff, but there might be a little, that little tickling of self-doubt, right? Maybe we're looking too hard. Ooh, that was a weird thing to say, huh? All right. Oh, no, this one. Just one. Wow, it's just wanting to give me two. All right. If I get to the next one. Oh, no. Okay. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this is in your energy, okay? This is your attitude towards the situation. So you're fully understanding the importance in your world of the signs and synchronicities, okay? You've got the sun with the Empress. She's already about abundance. Add a little bit more sunshine to that, and you've got an overgrown garden. So you call all your besties and say, come have some flowers, come take some vegetables, right? You could also be birthing an idea. You could be birthing a child. You could be any of that. So it's a very nurturing card. Look at all the abundance here. Yeah, maybe you're waiting for a sign. Maybe you're waiting for a sign because you are definitely planning. Yeah, you've got, wow, look at this, you guys. It's 4 majors out. Okay, yeah. I mean, this is your confirmation. When you see that butterfly, what are you thinking about when you see the butterfly? When you see 1111, what are you thinking about when you see 1111? When you specifically ask to see a hummingbird, show me a hummingbird if da-da-da-da-da, and a hummingbird shows up, that's your confirmation. Don't doubt that, okay? Yeah. I think you've been getting signs and synchronicities. All of this energy around you is really good. You are in a belief. You are going to level up and understand that this is your guiding light. But you're carrying this incredible burden. Okay, so to me, this sort of signifies what we just talked about, like there are ways for you to unburden yourself, to unburden some of the responsibilities that you're carrying. And I think, in other readings, well, obviously the 10 of Wands, sometimes they're not all your burdens, okay? Sometimes we're carrying responsibilities for other people that we don't necessarily need to do. But to me, this is showing that you have this heavy burden and you've been shown signs and synchronicities and to help you, and you're not really taking advantage of those. That's what I'm getting from this reading here today. You need to be, your material and your spiritual world have got to come together on the signs and synchronicities and trusting. I mean, using the world as your oracle, using the energies as your oracle. You are very, very, very conflicted right now. Excuse me. Okay, but you know what? The 5s are also a breakthrough. And so while you're having some conflict here, keep in mind, they're in your mind. I really feel like this is coming out with this as I was talking about that, shuffling the cards. The other thing, too, with the 5 of Swords is it's kind of a winning at all cost, a little bit of a bull, not a little bit, it's a bully card. And so as I was shuffling and speaking on the burdens and it flew out, so it's possible that, you're just kind of barreling through life and pushing and maybe being aggressive on what it is that you want. And what it's done is it's created this burden for you. Okay? So when we come into alignment with the world around us as an oracle, then we level up and we have our guiding light. Okay? And that's going to allow us to lay that burden down and release this conflict. Okay? Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, this is faith. You've got to have faith, belief. All right. It just spit like 10 cards out. I just want one. I just want one. Just one more. I mean, I think this message is pretty clear in the connectedness of things and the relationships of things and understanding how we're all connected and our little, yeah, all the little cogs of the wheel. Okay, it was definitely going to come out again. Okay, I feel like this really needs to go here. Yeah, this is one of the ones that fell out with the, I don't know, like 5 cards. And it came out again. So the Wheel of Fortune. This is a card of fate and karma and destiny. Okay. Notice how they're sitting here. They're not holding hands, but look at how they're connected with the energies, right? And look at all of the butterflies flying around. Okay. We were just talking about butterflies as a possible sign for you. You know, you'll know what your signs are. I have a friend that whenever she sees a butterfly, it reminds her of her father, right? So things like this. So they can bring back sort of remembrance for us if we have loved ones who have crossed. I also love in this that they're sitting at the water, right? Maybe doing a little scrying. It looks like water to me anyway. So maybe it's time to step into something like that a little bit. Maybe that's specifically for someone. You know, we could scry in water. We can look into the flame of a candle. You know, we can look into a mirror. We can, there are so many different ways that we can scry. Okay, this is really beautiful. I think this is a great message. I think it's really definitely asking you to step more into the mystical, magical of this, believing in the signs and synchronicities and understanding that everything around us, internal and external, can be used as an oracle. Okay? All right. That's a pretty good message for today. I really do want to end with a spirit animal, just since we're talking about the connectedness of everything. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. I love it, I love it. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get these shuffled. All right, let's just get one. All right, be playful. We have the Sandpiper Spirit. So maybe it's time to step away from being so serious. I mean, if you're really, really, really looking for one specific sign, you might be missing a whole bunch of other signs. So be playful, step away from and just be open to whatever sign or synchronicity that spirit is sending you, that source is sending you. Okay, that's a great card. Be playful. Yeah, maybe you're being a little too serious about all of this. I think we can really get a little too serious sometimes, but okay, not that many. Okay. So yeah, you see that? That's like a huge pile. Just one more. Just one more. Okay, just one more. Just one more. Just one more. Oh, it's just, oh, is that one? That one? Okay, that one flipped over. See the big picture. Giraffe spirit. Oh, I love it. You know, it's funny. I think the pile 3 card has 2 giraffes on it. So see the big picture. Yeah, you got this. You know what you need to do. You need to sort of bring into union a couple of things in your world, be playful, but understanding that, once you become more in tune with nature and the signs and the synchronicities and, all of these things, that you will find your guiding light and you will level up. Okay. That is your message, pile one. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe, share with your besties, and I will see you soon. Okay, pile number two. Our card of focus today is Willow Spirit. This is a card of flexibility. Okay, so this card is actually really encouraging us to be flexible in our life. Okay, be willing to bend rather than break. Be amenable to change. When we are more fluid in our life, wondrous things can happen. It opens doors that may have otherwise been closed because of our rigidity. So yeah, so there are times to stand strong, obviously, right? But in this particular situation, you're asked really to be adaptable, so that you can succeed. Okay, adjusting to life rather than fighting it. Surrender to whatever the process is right now. The willow tree can weather storms, so you can weather life's challenges. So, what does this have to do with connectedness? I know that in like Celtic traditions, the willow has it's like a dreaming tree. Okay. Enchantment, inspiration. How is this? So maybe you're being a little inflexible as far as your connectedness to source. Maybe you're in a situation where you need to be a little less rigid. It could be about a lot of things. So let's kind of dig into this and see where this is going to go. So basically, in relation to the concept of connectedness and how we all sort of are cogs on a wheel, right? Willow Spirit is asking for flexibility and adaptability. All right. I have the Dreaming Way. We'll go ahead and get these shuffled. Thank everyone for being here. Thank you so much. I am really enjoying these pick-a cards. I just think it gives you a little more opportunity to be involved in the message that you're getting. All right. Where are we going with flexibility, adaptability, connectedness? Oh, isn't that funny that the willow tree, like I said, in the Celtic spirituality, was like a dreaming tree, and here we are using the dreaming way. So maybe there's something to that. Be adaptable. All right. Yeah, the King of Pentacles, this is a really solid foundation. There's a lot of abundance, material, financial. That's actually a really cool robe that he's wearing with the grapes on it. Okay, this is wealth. Being flexible. That is kind of the nature of. All right. And we have the Ten of Pentacles showing up. So being flexible is going to put you here. Okay. Okay, so flexible. So, and you will be recognized. Six of Wands is recognition. It is achievement. It's victory. So, okay. So there's something about your material foundation that when maybe, okay, maybe you have a dream or a goal, you've been working towards something, to get into this energy. I mean, this is yours. If you can be flexible and maybe go with the flow, you're gonna end up here with this Ten of Pentacles. Okay, you're looking at, this is what you want. It's gonna put you here. You're gonna be recognized for something, and with the message of flexibility, you might be. It's like there's something that you want, and you're going to get it no matter what, right? So there's some rigidity with that. And so what I'm getting that the message is saying really with the Willow Spirit card is that by being so rigid, as you're working towards this King of Pentacles, you may be blocking something coming in. Be flexible. Be flexible. This is going to happen for you, okay? Being flexible. Being flexible. Yeah, you've got the Three of Swords, which is heartache. So this is probably why you're having some rigidity around whatever this is, okay? You've had some heartache, and with the swords, we store that in our mind, and we keep that narrative running in our mind. And when we're unable to release that, I mean, it is taking up space, taking up space in our mind. That creates restriction and blockages and friction, and that can keep our blessings from coming in. So it seems to me like being flexible and adaptable in a situation. Maybe this is a situation that you think you've been in before, or you've been in something like it. And so you're moving forward based on old experiences. It's time to let those go and be flexible and adapt to the present situation. To the present situation. Yeah, you're being asked. I mean, this once again is in your energy. Once you become flexible or practice flexibility and adapting, is this emotional maturity. Okay. This King of Cups allows you to deal with the heartaches, okay? It's an emotional release. It's emotional maturity. It's done in a way that is healthy and healing for you. Definitely for you, yeah. Okay, yeah, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, you're definitely working on something new. Okay, the Knight takes the idea of the Page of Pentacles and takes action on it. Even though the Pentacles are really slow moving, there's a great deal of patience, observation, okay? You know, with this card, there is. So you're trying to understand your material world situation. And what is blocking you is probably an inability. Maybe you just don't know how to do it, how to release these heartaches from your past experiences. So you've probably have solidified some belief systems around some of these past experiences. It looks like you're moving into a totally new experience, but you've got to release this. You've got to be flexible, learn how to release that. It's going to put you in a totally new energetic realm. And you're going to have a lot more understanding by being flexible and adaptable. Okay, yeah. Wheel of Fortune. This is the card of karma and destiny. Cogs of a wheel. Karma and destiny. Yeah, there's a karmic release here with getting rid of, with releasing the mindsets around whatever these heartaches are. Okay. It definitely has to do with your stability. So maybe you're an entrepreneur, you've had different businesses, they haven't worked out, or they, worked for a while until they didn't. Like, this could just be you being tired and not wanting to put yourself out there again like that. But you're not doing it because you've got your mind set that something's not going to work out. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune is saying it's going to keep turning with or without you. Okay. This is a karmic releasing that you need to do. This is probably a karmic lesson. It's funny, the Wheel of Fortune came out in pile number 1 as well. Yes, flow. You've got to flow with the turning of the wheel. This image of the Three of Swords, with the swords, right at her chest, it looks like if she takes any sort of a movement, it's going to cut her, right? So this is a really restrictive energy. It's keeping the energy from moving. There is no connectedness with this anymore. This connection is with the self and with the beliefs or whatever old mindset was created and concreted by whatever these experiences were. When we step away from that and we go with the flow of the wheel of life as it's meant to be, as it is woven into our fabric of our life, that is our karma. That is our destiny. And so the energy moves again. There is movement. There is movement. There is movement. Okay. All right. King of Cups. Whoa, come back. Okay. Underneath the King of Cups. Yeah, this is going to give you a whole fresh energy. Okay. The Page of Cups is bringing, well, it's a fresh energy, but it's also bringing in, good news, good luck, love, abundance of love. Okay. And it's coming out with this emotional maturity. So this is a whole fresh energy of abundance, and not just in the external world, but in your internal world as well. And when our cup is full, we are able to share that with other people. And when we share all the good, juicy stuff with other people, we inspire. Okay? We inspire. All right. Let's get one more for that third pile. Yeah, be flexible, guys. You've got to step away from old hurts, old wounds. Let it go. However you have to do that. However you have to do it. Yeah, because you are meant to move on. This is the moving on card. This is moving into calmer waters. It's a card of discovery and exploration. Yeah, when we step away from this energy and we become flexible instead of rigid in what we're doing, we are opening the doors. We are opening the floodgates. Well, we're going to be doing that too. But you're able to move on, okay? Notice the swords in the boat, okay? They're like, poking the boat, but the boat's not sinking. It's not sinking the boat. So this is a great balance of mind over emotion, over the water, okay? It's going to open a lot of doors for you when you can step away from And you know, maybe just sit with yourself for a little bit and think about what are you being rigid about? What belief keeps coming up for you lately? And it probably is like a gut reaction, like somebody says something and you're like, oh, you know, you've got it, or you see something and there's something, you'll know what it is. Pay attention. And when it comes up, maybe think about it. Maybe it's really not as bad as you think it is. Be flexible, adapt to it. Okay? Be flexible and adaptable. Release the rigidity. All right. I'm going to end this with an animal spirit, or two, or three. I don't know. We'll see what comes out. I love this for you. I love any time that we can step away from something that we have a set belief about, right? Be open. Be open to the possibility and to the change in your mind, right? Watch and wait. See, this is part of flexibility. This is part of adaptability. We're not forcing things to happen. We're waiting for the right moment. One more. Act as if. You know, there's a great book, and I've talked about it before, and it's called Radical Forgiveness by Colin Tipping. And one of the things he talks about is act as if, right? The kind of fake it till you make it. Because it does put us into a mindset. You know, if we have a negative thought and then we have that same thought again, and then we have it again, we sort of set that in our minds. If we act as if, we create that in our mind as well. We create that world, the world that we want, if we're acting as if. Okay, this may be a really, really good way for you to move out of this. And so there may be some radical forgiveness, some radical self-forgiveness, some radical self-compassion that has to come with this card, with losing, with stepping away from the rigidity, so that you can be, there it is, so that you can become flexible and move into this incredible abundance and opportunity that is waiting for you. You know, releasing all of that negative stuff and becoming a lot more flexible is going to open up space in you for exploration, discovery, moving into calmer waters. You know, all of this juicy abundance and triumph and achievement, okay? And this fresh energy. So that is your message for today, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Here we are. We're talking about connectedness today. And our card of focus for pile number 3 is Come Together. Now, this card is all about love needs to be shared. Okay, it needs to be expressed. This is a sign that you're on the path to discover the nature of this emotion in all of its forms of expression. I mean, that means romantic, familial, unconditional, spiritual. In each of these, there's someone else involved, someone or some being involved. It could be a significant other, a relative, a friend, an animal, and or spirit, or an aspect of yourself. So this card basically assures that love is going to come calling, okay? And it seeks a partner in sort of this loving cosmic dance. You are cherished. And like a magnet, you're attracting love into your life. This is a time for harmonious, caring partnerships. All right. Yeah. So this is all about connectedness, this whole reading today for all three piles. And so this is really about a shared love experience. Let's get into this. You are being asked to share love in a very reciprocal way. In a very, very reciprocal way. Reciprocating way. Give and take, ebb and flow. Love in, love out. Loving freely, receiving openly. Okay. All right. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's really, really hard to do that when we are in our own grief and sorrow. This is the Three of Swords. This is the card of heartache. It's the card of heartache. I am sorry. We've all been there. We've all been there. Okay. Your energy, once you... Okay, so two is a card of balance. It's a balance and harmony, right? And that's what we're talking about with the come together card. It's about, it's an ebb and flow. The balancing of two things. Now this is, Pentacles are about your foundation, right? Your material and financial stability. It's the stability that allows you to live your life, to do the things that you love, right? Having that stable foundation. So when we can bypass or understand that it's time to let go of old grief and sorrow and heartache and come together, then it creates this harmonious balance in your energy. So that being said, now this card does say that love is going to come knocking, right? Love's going to come knocking in one form or another. And like I said, it could be a partner. It could be, you know, I took in this rescued cat. He's an old street cat, and he's huge, you guys. Like, he just got weighed, and he's almost 19 pounds, you know, but he's like a solid, he's a rock. He is solid. And I had no idea how much I was going to fall in love with this big guy. Okay. You may have seen him in one of my earlier videos. His name at the time was Francisco, but he really, really responds to Big Bear because he's a big bear. So you don't know what form this other being is that's going to come in. You know, as the card states, it could be spirit. It could be a deepening of your relationship with spirit. It could be a deepening of an aspect of yourself. So keep in mind, look at you. You're all up in your head worrying. This is sleepless nights. Your brain is spinning. You're not having, yeah, wow. Whew. Can you feel it? Can you feel this card? I can feel it. I'm touching it. I can feel it. This is where you're going to go, this balance and harmony, when you can step into a loving, reciprocal relationship. That is going to require you to unload some grief and heartache. Because all of this grief and heartache and sorrow, yes, it happened to you. It happened to you. And any of those things that happen to us, there is a silver lining. There is a nugget of wisdom that we learn and we take with us into our future. In this particular reading, what we've done with the grief and the sorrow and the heartache is we've solidified them in our head. Okay. We want this loving relationship so much. We want to feel the blessing of the balance and harmony, but we can't get there because we're in our head. That's like some pretty severe anxiety, okay? Let's look at this Three of Swords heartache. Let's look at this Three of Swords heartache. Yeah, that's hard. That's sad. That's sadness. Sadness, sadness, sadness. Three of Swords. Three of Swords. Three of Swords. Whoa, okay. No, that's like 5 cards. I just want one. Just one. Just one. Just one. Yeah. Okay, yeah. See? Wounded warrior. What did I say? We learn. See, the Nine of Wands, yes, you had all kinds of crap come at you in your life, okay? The Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, is a card of resilience. This is the person that gets knocked down and gets right back up and doesn't stop, okay? So, when I was talking about how we actually have lessons and wisdoms that we learn from each heartache, from each sorrow, from each grief, this is the Nine of Wands card, okay? This is a card of all of the pearls of wisdom, whatever you want to call it. Each little staff is an incredible blessing of wisdom. And all of this wisdom that came out of all of these hurts strengthens our intuition, strengthens our discernment, and becomes a guiding light for us. And yeah, we had to go through a bunch of really awful stuff to gain these wisdoms, okay? Maybe you're an experiential learner. I am. Do you remember the whole like battery, the 9-volt battery thing? Don't ever stick your tongue on a 9-volt battery, it'll zap you. Well, I'm the one that had to see if it did, right? Yeah. You are wise. You are wise beyond words. Wise beyond words. Okay. Two of Pentacles. Well, I know you want to get to this harmony and balance in your world. It really feels like you really want, in this energy, you really want some kind of a loving partnership, whatever that means to you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So whoever is coming in for you at this time, or whatever is coming in, is a karmic connection. It is a soulmate connection. Okay. Some people call this twin flame. If you want to go that way, you can. This is yet another card of harmony and partnership. Loving partnership. So yeah, this is in your energy. You want this so badly, but you're kind of Are you working on it? Are you ready to open up? Let's get something for this Nine of Swords. This is so interesting because I can see what you want, but I can see kind of the reality of your situation right now. Okay. Yeah. You are ready for this contentment, this 10 of Cups, this level of contentment. Okay. It is coming up under. So maybe part of the sleepless nights and all of that is you spinning in your head about how this is going to go, right? How this is going to work. How badly you want it. Maybe you're focusing too much on how much you want it and not really like taking actionable, inspired steps to get it. It's making your head crazy because this really feels like you want this bad. You want a loving relationship really, really bad. And you deserve to have that. We all deserve to have that. But you might be kind of... Okay, if we're talking about the whole general connectedness of this whole reading, that's the overall energy of all 3 piles, you really want to do it, but there is sorrow, there's anxiety, The thing with this is this also says boundaries. I just saw that. So maybe you're trying to figure out how to get there. You're in your head a lot. You may just have to jump. Okay, it's coming, with or without you. Yeah, with the 7 of Wands, you're definitely not giving up. This is a card of persistence, okay? So the 7 of Wands coming up under the 9, you have the card of persistence and the card of resilience. It does feel like you've been working on this for a long time. It just, maybe this person, maybe this loving connection needs to show up. Maybe that's like the last little piece of the puzzle that will, like, open your eyes, right? Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Isn't that funny? Everybody's eyes are open, but sorrow and grief and anxiety, because you're in your head. Seeing's believing, right? Believing is seeing, which is there's something about the sight, something about having to see something. Maybe you're waiting for a sign or synchronicity. Maybe you need to look at pile 1, sign and synchronicities. Oh, signs and synchronicities. Whoa, hello. Nope. Too many. All right. Let's get one more for that center pile. I really am liking this because it really feels like a breakthrough. Come on, just one card. Yeah, it is a breakthrough. So we have the Hanged Man, okay? This is a card of reflection. This is a card of you cannot move forward the way that things are right now. Okay, you cannot move forward with this grief and sorrow and expect all of these beautiful, loving relationships. Yeah. You've been waiting. It is a card of waiting. It also is a card of enlightenment, and it is a card of pivot. So you have an understanding within your energy of balance and harmony and loving relationships. You have an understanding that you cannot approach it the same way that you have. This is a card of pivot. You cannot continue the way that you've been going. But it's in your energy, so you understand that. All right, what about this 10 of Cups over here? That might be like, okay, and we have the card, 3 of Pentacles, this card of collaboration, enterprise, success, talent. So for me, well, how I'm reading it is it may take, this may be a group of people. Maybe it's a group of besties. Maybe you're getting more than one blessing of love. Maybe you're getting a bestie and a loving partner and a new fur baby, right? 3 of Pentacles. There may be 3 things coming for you. That's what I'm getting. 3 things coming for you. Oh my gosh, look, and there are 3 hearts. What? 3 things coming for you. Okay, yeah. 3 things are coming that are going to show you a connectedness that you maybe have forgotten about or you've closed your eyes to. 3 things. That's really important for someone. Yeah, intuition, shadow work, dreams. So you may be getting messages in your dreams, but this is definitely a card of intuition. Trust yourself in this process. It's not easy to release heartbreak, sorrow, and grief. It's not easy to get out of our head when our head's been spinning for so long, right? But if you can step into just trusting yourself, it's going to help. It almost feels like your way out of your grief and sorrow is going to look a little bit different than what everybody talks about, right? Trust yourself. You know what you need to do. 3 things. You have 3 things coming in. Why? That is really strong message. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Yeah, don't fight it. Five of Wands, competition, debate, and defense. You are going to be a little defensive at first, but try not to be. Okay. You're going to want to be defensive with that Five of Wands. Great thing about fives is their breakthroughs. What comes after the five? The six. The six is the card of triumph, victory. It's the card of recognition. So you're working through this defensiveness, it really feels like. Let's get one more. This is really a fascinating reading for me. Or for you. This is a fascinating... It went a different way. It went a different way than what I thought it was going to go. Ooh, wow. It just keeps wanting to spit out all these cards. Just one, just one, just one, just one. Yeah. Once you can step away from all of this sorrow, you're going to have some closure, okay, around all of this pain. The Ten of Swords, this is an ending, okay? It will not get any worse than this, but this pain is going to end. This pain is going to end. You have some really loving things coming your way. It's time to release the pain and the sorrow, understanding that this is going to be completely different than what you've experienced in the past. All of the things that swirl around in your head are not going to mean anything with these loving connections coming in, okay? It's going to be totally different, and you're going to really have to like dig in and trust your intuition. And you can, because you have learned so many things with this Nine of Wands, okay? Yeah. You are going to get the balance. You are going to get those soul connections. You are understanding that you cannot approach it the same way. This is going to be a uniquely defined experience for you, by you, for your best and highest good, and for the best and highest good of the people involved. I'm so curious. The abundant universe will provide. You have everything you need. You are supported and loved in this releasing the pain and the sorrow and allowing this love connection to come in, okay? Wow. Beautiful. Yeah, sometimes life stings, right? Sometimes life stings. But you know what? When life stings, we learn. We learn something. Okay, I feel like this kind of goes with this Nine of Wands. Wounded Warrior card. Wounded Warrior card. All right, I feel like we need one more. Since there are three things coming for you, we need three animal spirits. We have Buffalo Spirit, Wasp Spirit, oh, and Brown Bear Spirit. Take time out. Yeah, step away from your mind spins for a little bit. You know what I love so much about all three of these? They're all wearing those feathers. Wow, look at that. Take time out for you. Take a hot bath, light some candles, and let the waters kind of wash some of this away, and understand that it's okay to let them go. They do not define you. These heartaches, and they don't define you. What they do is they empower you. They give you the wisdom that you need to move forward. They solidify you in your intuition, in your discernment. All right? Because get ready. Something's coming in. Three things. Three things are coming in for you, okay? All right, that is your message pile number 3. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe. Share with your besties, and I will see you soon.